Hello, welcome to the Woden Tradies, the new venue for Australia's Doeberl Cup. We've got a record field here, more than 300 players. We've got a record number of strong players, including Liviu Dita Nisipianu, the former Romanian now playing for Germany, who is the top seed here. He'll be heavily challenged by Luc van Welly, the Dutch player who's vowed to come back to the Doeberl Cup until he wins it. He went close last year but couldn't do it. Everyone's hoping he won't win again, so he'll be back again next year. And we've got a number of other Grandmasters and most of Australia's top players, including Zhao Zhongwan and Daryl Johansson. So in the first round, the most convincing win was by Vajda, the Romanian Grandmaster, but Nisipianu had a fairly easy time. Who's on first? But Jason Hu couldn't stand up to Nisipianu. We had a win by Van Welly, quite easy. But Vajda's game against the #1 New Guinean, Stuart Fancy, was really quite impressive. The game started unusually with knight c3. Vajda immediately went as aggressively as possible. With d4, you can of course take on e4. There are many other options against this Van Gate opening. So knight e2, c5. Here the main line is knight g3, bishop c4. Game will continue, but after d6 knight here, sorry, d3 knight out and f4, it's clear that white is trying for some sort of f4 Sicilian. And if he does succeed in playing knight f3, g3, bishop g2, he will have a very decent position. And here's where Vajda stepped in with uncontrolled aggression, h5. So that basically ruins all of white's plans. If knight g3, you go h4. If g3, you go h4. And if knight f3, you go bishop g4. And suddenly g3 and bishop g2 is no longer playable. So, well, I must admit Fancy chose probably the worst of the options, which was g3. But his idea was after h4 pawn takes, if we can, when black takes back, white will play knight f3, attack the rook and get the pieces out. But Vajda kept attacking. Bishop g4. Now there's no knight f3. And, well, what can we do? Bishop g2. e5. Suddenly queen takes pawn check is in the air, and you can't interpose the knight because there's a pin down here. So the queen moved, and all of a sudden Vajda hit from another direction. c4, great move. Probably a3 is just about the only way to hang on, but Fancy wanted to be shown. He took, suddenly bishop b4, pawn up, and queen takes pawn check. Now if you interpose with the knight, we just take on c3, and both rook d8 and takes on f4 should be winning, so the king had to move. Then came pawn takes, and Fancy realised if he recaptured, bishop c5 was super strong, so he moved his queen away, but after rook d8 there was no hope. That rook is coming to d1, and in only 13 moves Fancy had to resign. So a big win by Levente Vajda, the winner of the 2012 Sydney International Open, and he's looking good in this tournament, but there's a lot of competition. See you this evening for the second round.